Hi guys, it's Michelle. Thank you for watching this video. In this video, I'd like to talk to you about the concept of confidence. Confidence, we're always talking about how we need to build our confidence, or I'm lacking a little bit of self-confidence, or, you need to believe in yourself. The question is, how can you do that, and why is it important, especially if you're building your brand? Well, let's start with that. Why is this important? Okay, so I believe that as entrepreneurs, as the ones who are building our brand, we have a tremendous impact on its success, especially because you feel so connected to it. You feel part of it. It's part of your identity, being a business owner. And that also means that the personal struggles that you might have with yourself, which we all do, which is very human, might have an impact on how you're branding yourself right now, how you're building your business right now. And I know that because, it happens to me. It happens to some of the best professionals I know out there. They're also battling their own demons in this area. And the question is, how can you solve it? And I want to go through what confidence means, and also how you can build your confidence and get yourself in the right state. So stay tuned, because I'm gonna get in depth with this. Right, so confidence. Usually, confidence is something that we build in a certain area of our lives, and we build it over time because we just simply do something and we keep doing it over and over again, and that builds our confidence. So in the end, when you look at it that way, confidence is something that is the result of a constant repetitive process. So what do you do when you're doing something new then, when you're doing something that you haven't tried before? In that case, you won't have the confidence yet. So what you need then, what do you need then? Is it just so simple of just believing in yourself, or is there something else that we need? Well, I personally believe that at that point, we need courage. We need the courage to actually dive into something new. And like Brene Brown says, courage is actually, doing something that you don't know what the outcome is and still doing it anyway. And she comes up with examples of whether it's saying I love you for the first time, or just, starting dating again after a new relationship, or it is starting a business, or maybe even up-leveling your business by really building a brand. I believe that to do that, you definitely need courage. And why is that? Because when you look at it, as human beings, what we want, and that's how our brain is wired. Our brain is wired to want safety, to want belonging, to actually not be set apart, because that's dangerous. To be set apart, to be different from the group, that is incredibly dangerous, and that just evokes fear in our brain. It's a very primary response, which is very natural. But then, as soon as you start branding your business, what everybody is talking about in branding, of course, is that you need to set yourself apart. You need to be different. But that is so in contrast with what we want naturally, because naturally we want to belong. That is our natural state of mind. So how do we kind of make these things a reality in our brain? Well, our brain wants to belong, but we know that we have to set ourselves apart. How do we do that? It just will create a sense of fear. And doesn't matter if you're a solopreneur, if you have a small team, or you're a big CEO of a big company, because trust me, I'm working with big brands as well. And what I see is that they need just as much courage to step out of the rules, to actually find their own message, to dare to position themselves differently and show that personality as a business, the brand personality. It requires courage from those people as well. The whole management team will be like, no, we actually want to play it a little bit more safe. No, you don't want to play it safe, because you don't want to be like the rest. You're not going to stand out. You're not going to be noticed if you stay safe and you stay hidden. But yeah, I get it. It is dangerous. Setting yourself apart will mean that you will become visible. That is only the very first step. Just by showing a personality that's different, and I call that a rebellious personality, that in itself is already means that you will be noticed, and that requires. All right, now let's say at some point that you're ready to look at your brand, to look at your business and turn it into a brand and really set yourself apart. What is the biggest factor that will determine your success or failure? Well, I can tell you, I can assure you that the answer is you, because you're the one who is setting the direction. You're the one who is leading the company, whether it's just you or not. You're very much involved in the whole success and in the success of your brand. Which means that by managing yourself, by managing your state, you will be able to actually, hack that that possible failure or increase the success. I mean, you're the one who is the answer to that, to all of that. So the question is then, how can you do that? What could be a few hacks, brand hacks, if you will, or confidence hacks that will allow you to, really get everything out of yourself as much as you can, to, in the end, build that dream, build that brand, and not just for the sake of building that business, building that brand, but because it will help you create the life that you want for yourself. Because in the end, guys, the brand will facilitate that lifestyle that you dream of. That life that you want, the freedom, the independence, the traveling, the experiences, all that. That's what we're doing it for. And also because we want to contribute. It's all of that. It is partly selfish and it is partly non-selfish because we really want to contribute. All of that should be combined in that, and all of that is what you will get by building that brand. Okay, so what can you do on a regular basis to make sure that you are really nailing the key elements of building your confidence? I've got 3 tips for you. And one of them is, well, how do you start your day? I would recommend that you start your day with a ritual that really, really gets you in the right state of mind. And you can do that in several ways, and I do believe that this is different for everyone. I mean, there's people who want to work out in the morning. They will get up on time at 5 o'clock. They will go to the gym, have a great workout session, and they will be primed and focused for the rest of the day. That is an option. If that works for you, then just go with it. For me, personally, it doesn't work. And I know that there's tons of books that say, successful people, they get up in the morning before 6 o'clock, and that's how they get into the right flow. Well, that's all fine and well, but it doesn't work for me. And I know by now, through other books, that actually there are people with different sleeping patterns. It's just something that is biologically driven. So for me, what works is that I have my ritual in the morning and I take the time to really, do the things that make me feel good. For me, it's that is my way of loving myself. What I do in the morning is I get up, I take my time, I make my cup of coffee and really enjoy it. And I will either listen to a book that primes my brain to, get into the right mindset, or I listen to music. Music is for me a very, very powerful way to get me, confident. I will start dancing even, especially if it's the music that will get me, straight into that right mindset. I have my own list of power songs on Spotify, and I will see if I can actually share the link with you so that you can follow that playlist if you want. And I will warn you, there are Disney songs included. There are also other movie songs included. Just so you know, just saying it. So find whatever works for you, but make sure that your morning starts in a way that really empowers you. So no Netflix, no something that will empower you, unless it's Netflix like a nature movie or a documentary about mindset. That might be different. But other than that, you know what? Just get yourself, listen to music, listen to audiobooks, do a workout, do what works and really sets you off. So that is one thing, the morning ritual. The second thing that I would recommend that you do on a very regular basis is actually plan a date night, a date myself night. So mind you, it is not a date night with your partner. It is a date myself night. It's a night or maybe just an hour. I mean, I don't know, if you have kids, maybe you have a family, you won't have a lot of time for yourself, then at least make sure that once a week you have an hour to yourself. An hour that you schedule consciously so that you retrieve within yourself and you will actually create the ambience with it. Whether it's music, incense, candles, or just a meditation space, it doesn't really matter. But make sure that you pay attention to that hour, you pay attention to yourself, and you really make yourself comfortable, whatever works. So don't go on Netflix necessarily, but really schedule time to be with you. And it's very easy to want to schedule time. I have me time because I'm with friends. No, you don't have me time that way. You're still socially engaging. You're giving and receiving energy from someone else, but it's a mixture there. So what you want to do is actually sit with yourself and enjoy it. Because in the end, you're the one person that you're with 24 hours a day. So you better enjoy yourself. I personally think that I'm the best company in the world. I absolutely love being by myself. I absolutely enjoy being by myself. And I don't know the concept of being bored. I wouldn't know what that feels like, because I'm never bored, because I have me. And I will have my dreams and I have my fantasies and I can just go anywhere in the whole wide world because I have my own imagination. So scheduling time for yourself is a way to love yourself even more and build that confidence, because you're actually putting yourself first, which is so important. That will build that self-confidence, that love for yourself, and that will help you to actually get into the right flow. So that is number 2. Number 3, what I would definitely recommend is that, instead of maintaining that stressful state that we're usually in, when we have to perform, when we have deadlines and blah, 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 get yourself in a creative state, a creative mindset, because that, oh my God, that energy can just, flow into the business as well. When we create, it doesn't matter what you create, but we all create something all the time. But when you really feel like, oh, I'm creating something, I'm making something, I'm building something, that actually releases serotonin, endorphins, and all those happy hormones in our brains. And those hormones will reduce cortisol, adrenaline, stress hormones, basically. So how can you do that? How can you get into that creative flow? Well, it's different for everybody. I mean, it is, but basically what you want to do is make sure that there's space in your mind by not being in your mind. So for me, it's getting out of my mind and into my body. So anything that you do that requires some kind of bodily activity, that will get you into that right creative flow. For me, it's dancing, which is creating movement. I will dance through the house. I will draw or do some crochet. That is all something that works for me. But also, just walking in nature could really help. Just taking a walk in the forest, or maybe just a block around your neighborhood might be really nice. That's something that I love doing. What else could you do? Well, even if it's just chores around your house that need to be done, and maybe you're right now you're like, yeah, I'm kind of stalling. I'm kind of procrastinating on it. But when you think of it, it is a way to get out of your mind and into your body. You're not thinking about the business all the time. You're not thinking about that because you're just doing it. Maybe it's meditating for you. It doesn't really matter what you do, but you get into some kind of creation mode that is not here, but is here in your body, your whole body, basically. So just to sum up what you could do to build your confidence, and there's more ways than just this, but this is just a few ways. What you could do is set up your morning ritual that works for you, that gets you into that power bitch mode, and doesn't for men as well. Power bitch mode on. Second is plan a date myself night. If it's not a night, if it's an hour, that is fine as well. You could even just schedule 10 minutes a day. I think that personally, everyone should be able to do that, even if you just schedule half an hour before you go to bed, away from your partner, But make sure that you have time for yourself. Hashtag date myself night. And the third one is get creative. Get into your creative mode, whatever that means for you. Doing something that, just working with your hands, getting out into nature, dancing to music. Find your way. I'm not necessarily talking about drinking a bottle of wine. Anyway, there's one more thing that I would like to emphasize that I think is really important in your success, and that is that you take care of yourself, and especially your body, because that is carrying you everywhere you go. And because your body is your vehicle, you will take it anywhere. You will take it when you're presenting on stage, when you're going on with a client, when you're working, when you're typing. Everywhere, it's your body that is carrying you. And if you're not taking care of it, you will sell yourself short and everyone else in your life. So make sure that you feed it right, that you eat the right things, that you focus on micronutrients as well, lots of veggies, lots of fruit, and then you limit things like too much meat and so on. So that is something that is really important, even more important than workouts. I do believe that you need to work out. You need to move. Let me put it that way. Move. So take care of your body by first and foremost being very aware of what you put into your body, and second, make sure that you move on a regular basis. So that will all build confidence, because it will also create happy hormones and get your body to work on the healthy hormones in your brain. So I hope that this helps. I know that it's been a long video, but we all crave for that confidence, for that state in which we feel like we're invincible, unstoppable. So I hope that this has inspired you. I'm going to leave you with this. Somewhere around this video, I will upload the link to my Spotify playlist. Whether it works for you, maybe it will just inspire you to get some of the songs and put them on your own power song playlist, whatever you want. And share this video with anyone who could use this content, or tag them. Doesn't really matter. Whatever, just share it. People need to hear this. Okay, have a lovely day, and I will catch you soon. Ciao.